Good morning. Good morning. Hi, happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm very, very, very hyped this morning. Very, very hyped. I was with my sister all week, and today is the first day that I've been alone in a few days. So, just feeling my energy in this home. It feels immaculate, and yeah, like. I love Mondays, and Mondays don't have to be a bad day if you don't want them to be. Mondays could feel like Friday if that's what you want it to feel like. But I've been dancing all morning in preparation for this Embody event that's happening this Thursday. And as we get into it this week, get into the chat this week, I kind of just want to talk about Embody, what it is, what it means, and why you should come. Because you need to come. You need to come because you need to feel your body, girl. Okay, let me not get ahead of myself because I've been in my body all morning, and that's why my body is like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, it feels so good to be home in my skin and just, let me take a few deep cleansing breaths so I can ground, so I can come and talk to you with the type of energy that I want to and not this kind of crazy chaotic energy. So if you want to join me in a few deep cleansing breaths, we're just going to take 3 deep cleansing breaths, inhaling through the nose for a count of 4, holding at the top, and exhaling for a count of 5. Ready? Let's do it. That was more of a sigh, but it's okay. Bria had to take a moment to ground because, like I said, my energy and being in this body and just being so excited for everything and excited for you to be joining me on this little adventure and exploration of your body. But I kind of just want to explain to you all what Embody is and what it entails. So the way that this is going to work is we're going to play with our energy. Literally the energy in our body, the vibrations that come from our voice, and just everything that has to do with our being, like all the vibrations that are in the room and flowing through our bodies right now, because we're being impacted by so many things. And it's just like you have to tap in and realize what energy is yours, what vibrations are yours, what is yours. Because if you don't identify what's yours, it's really hard to navigate throughout the day how to ground and anchor in your power. So we're going to do a combination of somatic movement and stillness practice in this Embody event that's happening on Thursday. So the way this is going to start, just to give you a little taste of what's been happening or what's going to happen, is this is what's going to happen. So you're going to get on the call. I'm going to have some music playing already. We're going to be just getting the vibes right, feeling it out. We're going to do a little grounding meditation and invite all of ourselves to be present with us as we do this practice, because we are going to incorporate some self-integration into this somatic movement practice. So the way that it's going to work is I'm going to ask you to open your heart and be open to hearing a message from your past selves, your inner child, your future self, your present self, your higher self, and asking them all to speak to you during this practice, song by song, as we go through the practice. And so the whole point is to connect with yourself and to connect with your body and to settle in and identify what's going on in your being. What emotions are you storing? Checking in with all the versions of yourselves that are impacting how you move forward. Because if that inner child is scared, she gonna be trying to pull you back. And if your past self is holding on to some anger and resentment towards people, it's gonna be hard to navigate some things going forward. So you have to address those things and release them. First, become aware, and then, release. But this practice is really just about that, becoming aware and opening yourself up to hearing what's going on in your body. Because the body stores memories, stores experiences, stores trauma, and your body's trying to talk to you. Your body is trying to shake some of that stuff off, if you know what I mean. And so we ignore our body so much that we have conditioned ourselves to not even notice the body. And so it's important for us to have practices like this to tap in, check in, and navigate what's going on here. So through this event, Embody, which is happening on Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, if you want to join and you haven't gone to the link in my bio to RSVP, you can shoot me a DM of the word dance, DANCE, and I'll send you the link. How's that sound? Does that sound good? Sound good? Okay, cool. So you can do that, and then we will get connected. I'll send you the link, you'll RSVP, and I'll see you Thursday. So the whole reason I kind of came up with this whole event is because I kind of shared this story a little while ago, but I was like, I want to just throw a big dance party. But I didn't know what that was going to look like at the beginning of the pandemic. I was like, I just want to throw a big dance party. And I didn't know what that was going to look like. And 1 year later, look at me. I'm throwing a dance party. So I love a full circle moment. So, so exactly what Embody is. Now, I would like to consider myself the DJ, the person controlling the music in the club, and I'm putting air quotes around it because Bria has never been to a club, but in my mind, the DJ knows what songs to play to get the party jumping or to die the party down. And so my job throughout this practice is to guide and navigate you through experiencing yourself. And so there's going to be some good songs to like really just, feel your body. And there's going to be some songs where it's more introspective, where you're listening and you're talking to yourself, or not even talking to yourself, but listening to yourself speak to you. So, yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now about Embody. I'm super hype. I've been listening to music all weekend, the week before, and I was like, send me some songs that the peeps need to hear, because I already have so many, but this morning, y'all, I found like 3, and I'm like, there's so many songs, and I was like, Brie, you're gonna do this again, you're gonna continue to do this, so it doesn't matter, you're gonna continue, there's always music to share. And so it's really important to like move your body and find music that moves not only your body but your mind and your heart as well. So you want to have a mind, body, soul interaction and connection and integration through this practice, and that's why it's so important. So that's what's happening on Thursday. Again, if you want to join, shoot me a DM of the word dance and we can get started. Happy Monday, hey! But if you have any questions or want to share your intention for the week with us all, you can drop that in the comments and we can chat about it. But as of right now, I'm just here sharing my thoughts, holding space for you all if you need support, and I'm here for you. I kind of want to talk about what's going on with the podcast because it's happening, and I'm going through a transition right now. I'm moving, and so I decided that I'm going to wait to release or record any podcast until I get situated in my new place, in my new home. But I'm so excited. My sister, I shared with her like this concept and this whole story about what's going on in my mind and how I'm trying to share it with the world. And she was like, girl, if you don't get going, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I kind of want to share a little snippet of what's going to be in season 3 of the podcast. So if you're here, this is an exclusive. You're getting first dibs, okay, on the information that's to come. So the way that I think of myself and living in the present and being in this kind of 3D dimensional world is that, they always say you need to live in the present. But without the awareness of the past and the future, it's really hard to stay present. And so I think it's important to have an integration of the past, the present, and the future all in one. And this is a little complex, and that's why I'm going to break it down in the podcast. But there are 5 basic kind of parts of yourself that you need to be in constant relationship with. Your past selves, which are every version of yourself that has brought you to this point right here, right now, watching this video. So everything that happened in your childhood, everything that happened when you were in high school and university, at that one job, that's all the versions of your past self. And there are always going to be more. The archive of past Bria is always going to continue to grow. And then you have your inner child, which is a specific piece of your past self, the age from 0 to 7, your inner child, and the experiences that happen kind of there. And that's more focused on like the conditioning that happened and some of those agreements that were instilled in you that they're kind of harder to break because that was the foundation of your whole existence. And so we're going to talk about how to remain in connection with your past selves, including your inner child. So those are the first 2. And then you have your present self. So that's the third one. And your present self is literally the person here right now. And the only things that keep us present is literally our body. Our body will never be in the past or in the future. It will only be right here in this moment. And so it's important to tap into the body and to also tap into the breath, because the breath also is the only thing that is present in this moment. So those are the 2 things that keep you present. And so it's important to tap into that and ground in your energy, because your mind, which kind of lives in this expansive space of being both in the future and in the past because of our dreams, which are I like to think of those as stories about the future, and then memories, which are all of our stories about the past. And so our mind has all of those things and are constantly thinking, but our body also holds some of the memories and stories in our body as well. So that's why it's important to have the connection and integration of those 2. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just here sharing the 4 or the 5 parts of yourself that you need to be in relationship with. So just to kind of recap, you have your past selves and your inner child, your present self, and then your future self is the 4th one. Your future self is almost, I like to think of it as if, on the computer, if you're on Procreate or something and you can kind of overlay things and you can kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? But, your future self is always on top of the present, if that makes sense. It's almost like I want to show it in a way, it's kind of like this piece of paper and how this paper is on top of this paper, but it's more like the present is this paper and the future is kind of always here as a possibility if you choose to decide to go onto that route. And so it's your future is forever your future, and the way that you envision it and your perspective about it will continue to change as you navigate what's presently going on. And so I really hope I'm not overwhelming you with creation. If this makes sense, please let me know that this makes sense. And if your mind is blown, let me know that your mind is blown. But to create your future, you have to be present, because my sister and I were talking yesterday, and she literally said, if I don't focus on my dreams and my wants right now, they won't happen. If it's just a dream, if it's just imagination and fantasy and in this ethereal kind of cloudy space, you're never taking action. And so that's why your future and your present are really closely integrated, because literally I think of the present can literally be 1 day, 1 week, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 second. And it's just if I'm here right now talking to you all right here on Instagram Live, this is me being present. But I know after this is over, I'm going to go dance and celebrate that I was here with you all. And that's future Bria. I'm not there right now, but I know what it feels like to be there. And it's just like, I'm so excited for all of this to be happening exactly the way it's supposed to be happening, and knowing that no matter what happens on this live right now, Future Bria is on my side. Future Bria is supporting me. Does that make sense? Okay, so that was number 4. And then the 5th one is your higher self. And so I like to think of my higher self as like living in my my crown chakra, and kind of like in this kind of space above me and in my heart. Kind of like I kind of think about it as like an elevator of energy just coming down from like this higher energy down into my heart. This is what connects me to my ancestors, to the light and love of the universe. Oh, yes. Okay, I'm so happy that this is resonating and that this is making sense, because there's so much noise in the world, and they're telling you to be one thing or telling you to do something else, or saying this is the fastest way to tap into yourself. And I'm like, no. The only way for you to really be in community with yourself and have a relationship with yourself and know how to make the best decisions for you is to literally have a relationship with these 5 parts. Because your inner child is always going to be scared. She's always going to be a little on edge. Your past selves and information that kind of kept you safe and small in the past is going to come up when you try to expand and step into bigger places. And your present self is the person who's navigating all of this right now. And so, let me just read this comment. Yeah, having such a hard time staying present when you hate your job, and I know that my days are counted, so soon I'm going to make that change. But exactly like I was just saying, how those things that kept you small before, you have to unpack those things, process those things, let them just be in your awareness, and be compassionate and kind to yourself as you navigate those things, so that when it's ready, you can take action, because you know it's in your future, but it's just like, how far, how close into the future is it? And you might say that something is in the distant future, but time is all made up and it's a construct, but literally anything you want can happen whenever you want it to happen. And when you decide that you want it now, you can have it now. And it's just like the peace that you can have when you change your job, or if you're moving like I am, and this kind of chaotic space to be in right now. But it's just like, I know that Future Bria is already there, and she's having a grand time. She's has the stillness and peace that she wants to experience. She already has it, and I know it's done. So there's no need to worry about that, because I know that's going to be available to me when I get there, when we catch up with each other. But right now, I have to do my due diligence and take care of business right here, and not be dreaming in this kind of space of being like, oh my gosh, my life is gonna be so much better. It's like, your life will not get better if you don't focus on right here, right now. And so that's so important. Yeah, moving is a lot. Moving is so much. And what's been grounding me throughout this whole move is just setting my intentions every week and finding my anchor words and my anchor activities to get me through, and staying in the energy of it's already done. Everything's working together for my good. The universe is on my side, and that's what's been grounding me through this whole process of moving. But if you have any questions about setting intentions or anything like that, here for you. Kind of want to go back to just clarifying the higher self thing, because I think it's important to tap into your wisdom that's in your body as well. Perfect. Yeah, you can catch this up, and I will definitely save this to the IGTV thingy after. And yes, podcast stuff is coming soon. We'll see you later. Have a great day at work. Higher self energy is really important to tap into and connect with, because I think that people forget that our DNA literally connects us to our ancestors and our ancestral lineage, and our DNA has wisdom, and because we're in this body, our body has wisdom, and so our ancestors are trying to speak to us and they have guidance and wisdom that they want to give us. And I'm not going to say they can't give it to us through talking to us, but I'm just saying to actually know the signs of when they're trying to speak to you is super, super huge. And I know I'm sharing a lot right now, but I'm gonna break this all down in the podcast season 3 that's coming up. For me, whenever my ear rings, specifically my left ear, I know something is happening or something is coming that my ancestors want me to be aware of. And they wake me up on the dot at 3 a.m. to give me guidance and give me divine downloads and give me all these things. And at first I was very resistant, and I was like, why in the hell is my ear ringing? Like, what is going on? Like, stop. But like going through my whole spiritual journey and things, I realized that, there were certain things and certain signs where it's like, oh, my body's asking me to listen. My body's asking me to slow down so I can hear, so I can receive. And so I strongly believe that the guidance and answers that you're looking for will present themselves to you in the way that they need to be presented, in a way that you will receive and be able to digest them. So I'm not going to get into the specifics of why my ear rings or why I wake up at 3 a.m. every morning, because it might not be your specific journey, and it might not be super, super true to your body. And that's why it's important to take a step back and listen and see what's going to work for you. Because I learned about the witching hour, which is basically about how every day around this time, that's when I don't really know the right words to use. Like, the way that I'm thinking it is like the dimensions, there's a thinner layer and there's more space for messages to get through. There's less resistance. And so, yeah, that was kind of my process of being like, oh, okay, cool, this is guidance. Because like some of the stuff, I wake up and I read what I wrote and I'm like, that was not me. That was not my idea. That was straight from my ancestors. And they're telling me I'm doing a good job and they're telling me I'm on the right path. But I think it's so important to have a relationship with these 5 parts of yourself, because they make up all of you. And I'm not saying that you're not whole as you are, because these pieces are already in you. And that's why it's so important to have a relationship with yourself and to take care of yourself, because your body is your first home and you should feel comfortable in your skin. You should be comfortable in your home. So yes, and so everything that I've been talking about is literally part integration. It's a type of thinking about yourself in different parts. And again, I think there are other parts of yourselves that are super important, but I focus on self-integration, which is these 5 versions of yourselves that you need to integrate and always be in constant community and relationship with. So yeah, that is that is kind of the sneak peek of what's coming on the podcast. And I'm so excited because I'm adding a video aspect to the podcast, and I'm just excited. There's so many things coming, and I'm also going to be releasing a body appreciation meditation this afternoon, so I will share that with you all on the feed and give you all the link to go check that out. But there's so many things happening, and I just know that I'm not in a rush, and there's time, and things are unfolding and coming together as they should. But yeah, if there aren't any more questions, comments, concerns, any intentions that you want to share for the week, I actually haven't set my intention for the week, but that's okay. It's Monday. There's still time. I don't think there's ever a right or a wrong time to set your intention. It's just all about being in your awareness. Why haven't I said it yet? Why haven't I been so apt to doing these things? It doesn't have to be a shame game where it's like you have to stick to this, because life happens, and instead of trying to force yourself to do something that doesn't feel right in this moment, give yourself some grace, give yourself some compassion, and try again tomorrow, or try again in an hour. So that's what I'm doing after this, and maybe later on tonight I'll set my intention for the week, and if you want to know, I can share with you. But yeah, I just love y'all all so much, and I'm so excited to be serving this community and helping you all out. And it's just about filling your own cup. pouring into yourself, because when you pour into yourself, you feel so much better in your skin, and you're able to show up for your friends, your family, and your community in a more authentic way. And that just affects the world in such a more grand scheme of things, because when everybody feels good and feels good being themselves and being around the people that they love, the world has more love in it. So yes, those are all the great things. If you want to book a call with me, a sales call for one-on-one coaching, I am booking right now, so you can shoot me a link, shoot me a DM, or you can ask a question. We could talk about it, okay? The link is always in my bio to book a call for coaching if that's something that you're interested in, because it really takes time and it really takes patience with yourself, because when you're so used to just ignoring your body, pushing yourself beyond your limits, taking care of everyone else first, to actually take a step back and be like, okay, what do I want? What do I need? What is my body trying to say to me? It's going to feel a little different. It's going to be a little uncomfortable. And it's just like, the discomfort is a part of it. This is the first step to you getting comfortable with it. And so if you're ready to make a habitual habit of taking care of yourself and taking the time to pour into your cup first, let's talk. Let's book a call, let's chat, and get you in this program so we can get you taking care of yourself. Like, it's all about you. You deserve to feel 1,000% all the time. Okay, so I'm going to get off my little soapbox. I'm so excited that I shared everything that I shared with you all, and I'm so grateful to everyone who was here live with me, but I will share the replay. And if you want to join us for the next Monday morning chat, same time, same place, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mondays. So yeah, right here on Instagram Live. And I'll see y'all next week. I love y'all so much. Okay, let me stop because I can talk for hours. But I'm going to go now. Have a beautiful week, and you're an inspiration. Everything you do inspires somebody. Somebody is watching you and it's like, damn, she is on it. Damn, she's doing it. You know, you're doing so great. And people just want to be around you just because you're you. Not because of what you do for them. Just because you're you. That's love, baby. That's love. Okay, I said I was done and I kept going. But I'll see y'all all next week. Peace out.